it comes to matters of the heart, they're not sensitive. And even though they think they're being sensitive towards you, they're really not, because the first thing that comes out their mouth is typically judgment for most people. And in that moment, they don't feel like it's a judging statement, but it is. And in that moment, that's when that person that is being open with you no longer wants to be open with you, because your initial reaction was judgment. So it is the fact, a lot of times it's because people found out. And now you're judging them. Yeah. And when it comes to matters of the heart, people fail to realize being in love with someone is like being on drugs. It's the same chemical balance that is taken out of the body. So when you're in love and when you're on drugs, it's the same type of addiction. So when you're in love and when you're on drugs, you do crazy things because you're all messed up in the head. Literally. Like literally. All your chemicals are off. They're all thrown off.
So you're not even thinking rationally.
You're not thinking rationally. You're not thinking logically. Yeah. Every decision you make is now emotional. Yeah. And then you got people talking to you from the outside.
Like, I've been cheated on, and I'm gonna be honest with you. The thing that hurt me the most was thinking about somebody else with that person.
That was my problem.
It wasn't even like the cheating. It wasn't even like the dishonesty. It was kind of like, yo, this nigga, like
that was my problem.
Like, he's out here laughing at me like, yo.
So, okay, so I think for men and for women, I think the audacity part is different. So again, for men, it's like, you knew really? Who I was, like, really, bro? And I think more so for women, we look at the man like, really? Now you got me out here looking stupid. But I think for men, they look at the other dude like, you did this to me. And I don't know. I feel like it goes both ways too. Again, it's situational. Majority of the time, when women are in the relationship, they end up blaming the other woman. So I don't know how men handle that. Do men typically blame the other man, or do they blame their woman?
Maybe the toxic man will blame the man, but I would blame the chick off rip.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame, like, I'll be, like, as a matter of pride, if I see the dude, it's on sight.
Right, as a matter of pride. However, but what if the guy didn't know? What if the whole time the guy did not know? So there has been a situation that I was in when his wife lived upstairs.
Yeah.
I had no idea because they were both in cahoots with the foolishness.
I want to say I'm a bigger person, and I want to say that, like,
I'm a bigger person
but
now.
I want to be honest. Like, I think nowadays, as an older man, like, I'll probably take that route. But when I was younger, during that time, like, I'm like,
back in the day, it would be different.
I knew everything about this dude.
Pause real quick, too. And the only reason why you guys know that is because at this moment, I no longer care. So if you saw this and you heard me say that and you know who he is, run tell that. I don't care.
Yeah. You know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, yo, I don't care.
Yeah.
People fail to realize anything that I put on this show, I've already dealt with it in my personal life. So if you know it now, it happened and it's like it's already taken care of. So.
As your AV guy and fake attorney, I would like to say it's also just entertainment.
He said fake attorney.
It's all entertainment.
He said fake
or is it?
Attorney.
Yo, team at yo.
Orlando.
White light. All right, white light. Best picture. Get it now. Get it now. Wallace White. I got it. Let's go. Next spot. I got it. Let's go.
So what does that mean? Sorry. What does that mean that some white people shit? Like, can you
get into it? Yes, baby. Yes.
Hold on. Before, I just want you to know.
And I guarantee you, it was probably lost on them too.
Because there were some people coming up to me like, "You're so right. That is some white people."
Some of them knew because they did agree.
Yeah.
Hold on, Harvey wants to talk. My AV guy.
Wait.
Come on,
Harvey and Denani Netra to give me the definition.
Yeah. I just want to just explain, right? How culturally significant it is. Oh, you can't hear me?
Come closer. Come over here.
Harvey.
Come over here.
Come sit on the comfy couch.
Not for long because I gotta check the video. What?
Oh, it is cute.
Come
Come on, let him see you. Let him see Zaddy.
All right, so I'm gonna be real quick. The cultural significance is that even though I wasn't part of this conversation, in my mind the whole time, this is some white people shit. And I'm like, yo, I'm taking both of y'all black people card. Yo, this is how every scary movie where black people die.
Yeah, the camp roundabout, the whole thing in general.
Yeah. So I just want you to know that question has a lot of weight behind it. So Nedra, do your thing. I'll be out.
This was some get out shit, y'all. Wow.
Thank you, Harvey, for leading with that. And I really don't want this to be like the main conversation around it, but I have to agree because when we got to camp, Amanda, it was you, Nikki, and I said that. I said, because the introduction, they brought us down to the lake. Mind you, it was the sun was going down. We're in the middle of the woods, and you want me to go walk down to the lake? I've seen this on a movie.
We were saying that.
Shut up.
We were saying that. We're like, yo, they're about to take the only 3 black girls down to this lake. This is some Michael Myers shit. We're never gonna get seen again. We don't do this. But it was lit. We made it back, and we're here.
No, we still want the definition. Andrea wants that definition. We're gonna give her that definition. So what do you mean by that?
Andrea the definition of white people shit. We are not trying to offend anyone that is non-melanated.
Anyone. No, and you know what? This blank people shit can be filled in with
for every
ethnic background. You're right.
And it doesn't have to be like a negative race thing.
Right.
For me to say this some white people shit. So Nikki and I was literally walking toward the bear to make it on the bus to go running in another part of the woods. That's not something you would typically get from black people.
No.
Black person would have
not at all.
seen the bear, went back inside, and wouldn't have came back out until they knew the bear was gone.
That was me.
She didn't come.
I didn't leave. I said, the only thing that is going to happen to me is if this bear turns his doorknob, because wherever there's a baby, there's mama. I'm not going outside. That bear is going to have to come in here to get me. I'm not going out there. No.
And I said that in the video. I'm like, Nikki, the mother's not far. We're going to get fucking mauled.
No, I wasn't
We're
going.
going to get mauled. We're running up to this bear.
I couldn't even feel my hamstrings, so I wasn't going up that run anyway, because I already did 6 miles. Y'all heard me? I did 6 miles jogging up the Bear Mountain, and it was all rocks. It was gravel. It wasn't even paved. My hamstrings was calling for their lives. I love the hill, but I'll never do it again. It was a great experience. Fuck that hill, because that hill killed me. My hamstrings, I'm still like, today, almost a week later.
It wasn't a hill, Amanda.
It was a lot of hills.
A roller coaster.
It was several. That trail of gravel went like this for 3 miles there and 3 miles back.
Wait, guys.
You know what's some black people shit?
What?
Getting off topic.
And I was just about to say, I want Andrea to tell me what was her favorite part of the trip.
What was your highlight, Andrea?
There are so many favorite parts. I don't think I can pin.
There's like, what's happening?
The most effective time management arrangements, though, is when people know their roles, right?
Right.
Oh.
But exactly
it's
what
a
role,
very, but you know what? It doesn't mean that they have to be locked in and that's it. It means if you wake up and say, so this is your job for today and this is my job for today.
Communication.
That's it. It's not about a role, it's the communication.
There's no such thing as, well, I'm the mom, so I have to do this, and you're the dad, so you have to do that. Let's talk about this so we can see who is going to be able to get to do this task because we're both parents. Right. So I feel like whoever is stronger in that particular area should do it.
Yeah.
Because it's your stronger suit. Right. You're better
like if somebody prefers dishes, but the other prefers laundry, then why should
iron. I love ironing. You know? Some people hate it.
She just want to make sure her cup's seen. Everybody else's cup is seen. 1, 2, 3.
Me too, yeah, woo!
Let me do the boomerang for you guys, so he can do it too.
One of the things I was saying to them, like, I'm tired of talking about sex and relationships. I want to talk about how we breathing and walking around every day and talk different languages. That's the shit I want to talk about. But when I say stuff like that, people look at me like I'm crazy because it's redundant. It's redundant. Honestly and truthfully, if you haven't figured out by now, when you're about to be 40, how to manage a relationship, stop.
If you haven't
Just
figured
stop.
out how
Just
people
stop.
are walking around breathing and
but-
speaking different languages,
I think that's more entertaining
At
than
40
about your relationship. If you're in doubt, leave. Yo, it's so easy to figure out
People don't
relationships.
think it's that
If it
easy.
ain't working, you leave. I don't want to hear, oh, but it's hard. Everything in life is hard. That's why it's called life. The word if is in life because if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be life. So like nothing, I don't get it. I'm tired of talking about sex. Flip me over, turn me upside down, get into yoga, do a workout. Sex will be better. Your stamina will be longer. Why we always got to talk about the same shit? It's the same thing. Your
Let's
kids
talk
drive you
about
crazy.
sex, baby.
Can we talk about
Let's
the moon
talk
and
about
how we
you
got different
and
phases
me.
and
Let's
time
talk
is
about
a figment of the imagination? Can
and
we talk about shit like that?
make me. Let's talk
goddamn.
about.
So
Sorry, is this bothering y'all right now? I gotta do this. Yeah.
I am so done.
Okay, keep doing that. Keep doing that. Don't turn at the camera. Keep doing.
Yes. Energy. Yes. Wait. Hey.
Do modern men carry themselves like husbands?
No.
What tell me what a modern man is. That's where I want to start. What's a modern man? I guess the men that have adapted to 2022. Is that what you're in? No, we're in 2023.
But what is it? We are 2022.
Whatever.
But what is adapted? I asked the question because I know men that absolutely behave with husband quality. First of all, what is husband quality? Right? Isn't that a personal preference?
Yep. Yes.
Doesn't that?
I think that is a personal preference.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you would have to first define what husband quality is. But if we're just talking about like someone with integrity, right? Because that should be on everybody's list. If we're talking about someone that is masculine by the Webster Dictionary definition, if we're talking about someone that, you know, has like a protection, projects protection, like family protect. Thank you. It has an aura of protection.
Thank you, Javi. We appreciate you.
Which is on my list.
Yep.
You know, those things. I know guys that have that. You know, like personally, I know many men that have that.
So don't
Are
forget
they
to send them
Martin
our way.
Are they single because big cat?
I'm just saying.
Are they modern men? I don't know what you mean when you say modern men.
I don't either.
Because
But let's
I
just
realize
take
I've
out the
been out
word
of school
modern.
for
Let's
2
just say
decades.
men. Let's just say men.
The men of 2022. Do you feel
are they,
like
though?
the ones that are existing right now?
What's
Fatima is
available
raising
for
her
us
hand.
single
So I have a commenter that says the men who wants to be chased and pursued are the modern men to me.
The men who
Want
can you
to
tell
be
us who said
chased
that?
and pursued.
Rhea Fisher.
Rhea Fisher, in from Trinidad. Thank you, darling. Welcome to our live. She says that the modern men are the men that want to be chased and what else?
Pursued.
And pursued. Is that what today's modern men are? From my experience, that is today's modern man.
It's tired.
And from your experience, is that today's
They're
modern
just
man?
tired.
Now explain tired. So obviously, if they're tired, they can't be husbands. Husbands can be tired, but they still have to get up and do.
You know, I'm not even gonna talk about it because I get attacked.
You're a
even
husband.
Even when I say, you know, he can't have titties, so I'm gonna be quiet.
You're a
I'm
husband,
quiet.
Javi. What are husband? What is a?
Do you feel
you're
like
a modern
these men out here have husband qualities?
I'm sure
looking
you
for
have
wife qualities.
I'm
Are
sure
they
you
bringing
have
it to the table?
some friends
I'm gonna be honest
or
with
no
you.
men.
A lot of my friends who aren't married now, males, there's a reason.
What's the reason?
I mean, y'all talk about it every week.
Okay, so it's mental health.
It's all
and
types of
the
shit.
traumas.
It's just
and
some
things
people are just dickheads, bro.
And people
I've
are
learned
just dickheads.
A
Yeah.
lot of men in particular, and this ain't, I'm not a man basher. You know, I back up my dude.
Right, I'm not a man
Absolutely.
basher either. Honestly, I would like to have
I'm
more
gonna
men
be
on
real
the
with you.
show to respond so that we can have more understanding.
No, because it gets
of
frustrated. Because a
men.
lot of my single male friends ask me similar questions, or I could tell they're frustrated. Or I could tell like, yo, you're aggravated. You need to get laid, bro. You need some ass, but you can't because you're a piece of shit. And nobody wants to talk to you. But then they end up blaming women for that, and those are the ones that listen to Kevin Samuels and all this other shit. And it's a vicious cycle. It's like, and they just talking to each other, and I'm like, yo, bro. They're like, oh, you don't understand. You got a wife. I'm like, nigga, that shit's work, bro. You understand? Like, it's
and that's what they're not trying to put in.
Listen, yo, people. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm good.
Yeah, we know that. We know that.
And that's why they should be listening to you. Because you are a happily married man.
True.
So they should listen to the advice you're giving them, because that is what the goal is for them to be, is a happily married man. So that is where they should be seeking the advice.
This is what I learned. This is one lesson I learned. And I'll equate this because people that listen to you, a lot of the women that listen to you are entrepreneurs, right? They're trying to do their own thing. And when you start a business, it's like a marriage, right? And the biggest part of that is that you got to sacrifice. You're up late. You're up early. You're tired. You got no money. Whatever, right? But you still do it. And you still fight and you still focus on that business, right? What people don't do is that when you're in a relationship, it's the same shit.
Yep.
It's hard.
Yep.
But it's easier for us to give up on a nigga or a chick than it is on other shit. For some reason. Sometimes.
So, I think, this is just my personal opinion about it. I feel like the reason why people don't put as much into their relationships or marriages, because one, they fail to realize that a marriage is a business. You have to get a certificate for it. You have to get a license and do all that documentation, and now Uncle Sam is in your business. It is a business. Your marriage is a business, because you're looking at this person, or should be looking at this person like, how is this person going to elevate me next in life? Because that's what your business does.
How are we gonna
it elevates you. So you're elevating, you're looking at their qualities on how they're going to advance me in life, and you're looking at vice versa. You both are looking at each other's positive qualities that's going to take you to the next level, right? Women, when we're born, we're taught to find the man that has money, because he's going to take care of you financially and take you to that next level.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be. That's what we're taught in the beginning, and then through life we grow and figure out what we want for ourselves and our partners, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be here.
Yeah, I get that, and I think the business, that's another part that's hard too. So let me take the blame away from individuals and say this, right? Marriage is 100% a business.
It is a business.
Right? Like, and it's also a partnership, which is obvious.
Because in a business, you have partners, and you have to work together.
Exactly.
There's a lot of communication.
Yeah.
There is work.
Yeah.
And when you have your business, every day you intentionally know what your goals are. You have your financial goals because you have a fiscal report to do. So again, it's all a business. You have to wake up and be intentional in that relationship.
Intention.
If you want it to work, you have to intent. Just like you hate
but
your
not
job.
just intent. You gotta do.
You gotta do.
You
the
gotta
work.
do.
You have to have the intent and follow up. You have to follow up with the work.
Can we talk about intention real quick?
Yes, let's talk about it.
Because I know we talk about intention a lot, right? And intention, yes, intent means you intend to do something you might not do. But intention also means that while you're doing something, you're doing it with intentionality. Which means you're not half-stepping the shit you're doing.
Yeah. You're still remembering
this shit. I half-step on because it ain't making me nothing. It's not doing nothing for me. But when it comes to my wife, like, I'm not gonna walk around with a $120 pair of sneakers and my wife walk around barefooted with dirty heels. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, even though my wife can definitely make her own money. It's just I'm just, as a man, I understand there's some double standards that I'm cool with. I as a man, I get that, but also, because I do certain things for my wife, right? My wife is gonna cook for me something. You know what I'm saying? My wife's gonna take care of me. You know, if I'm sick, she's gonna rub my back. Exactly. Because it's not about like you need to do this as a woman. You need to do this.
Right. You need to do this as a person in a marriage. The shit needs to get done. So somebody needs to do it. We have
another comment.
A comment.
Tachi.
Yes, Tashi in Barbados.
Hobby is happily married, which is wonderful. I don't like work, so hence the business ain't for me.
She said, I ain't trying to put it on that.
She said, I do not desire to work, darling. She said, yes, I was about to say that I do not desire to work, darling.
I like people who know themselves and are honest with themselves. But see, a lot of the problem is they'll present themselves as something else.
Yes.
And then knowing deep down that they don't want to put in the work.
So that's funny you said that, because Kim says he's happily married because it's what he wants, and your want drives you to do your best.
There it is. Exactly what I was just saying.
Which Kim? I need you to be specific.
Kim K.
my sister. Oh, hi, my brother's wife. So yeah, there's that. So the men who are not listening to you, Javi, they need to, because you're obviously.
I mean, if
in a
they're
good
serious
place.
about what they
Right,
actually
if they're serious
want,
and that's
they're
what
playing.
they want.
No, don't
They're
listen to me.
playing.
No, yo, be as shitty as possible because that lowers the bar for me, and I look fucking great.
Wow.
Yo,
to
that
my
is
baby
ridiculous.
boy.
That is ridiculous.
To my
Keep
baby
singing
boy.
off key.
To my baby.
Up there, go see. This is why you can't bring us nowhere. I don't know, but I thought it was a something.
It's like the strap piece of somebody's bag.
No control. Look at her, she's posing.
Right.
Yeah,
We're just chill, laid back people, man.
So you're just gonna be a squirrel
Trying to get a nut.
in front of a big ass nut.
Trying to get a nut.
Yo.
And that's okay. However, it's all right for 30 seconds, even less, to be a little bit out of the box or out of character for supporting your friend. How she would like for you to show up for her, if that's okay.
Of all women, I heard that a lot. Like, you'll be fine, you know, either whether it was a breakup or whether I'm having a problem with friends. No matter what the situation was, it was always, you'll get over it, you're a man, move forward. And tell you the truth, that didn't help much at all.
So as men, do you guys have other men that you can talk to have these open dialogues for some type of support?
Normal, this is a video.
Whoa.
Act normal, act normal.
Whoa. Move in and over. I'm over. It's Amanda with her. All right, we got it. Now let's go. Move. Other feet. You know what?
It's a video.
What do you have? What do you have? Oh, you still gonna post it?
I'll take a picture though. Go.
Yeah, we are.
Hold on, let me get.
Look into my eyes. Tell me what you see. There you go. See? This is so intimate between us. It is just so like amazing. I appreciate you.
Well, let me tell you guys real quick about my experience in Atlanta Carnival.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, listen. Y'all better get a drink.
Her antennas
Because you
went
know
up for that one.
outside has been closed and I was itching for
Panda rents.
Itching for this.
Yearning for this.
Okay,
For
outside,
2 years.
2 years. And I haven't been to Atlanta Carnival in 7 years.
Yo.
7. When my Google photos came up and they were like, I was like, oh my God, it was 7, 8 years ago for the last time that I went to Carnival in Atlanta. And everybody knows my heart is full when I'm at a carnival. All right, so boom. Fly out, we get there, the girls and I. If you know anything about Carnival, you have to pick up your mask. So distribution was on the day that it was. We get in, we get to the mask camp, all of a sudden the addresses change. We're getting different emails of different locations. We get to the first address, they're like, oh, this section is at another place. Boom, we go to the next place. They're like, okay, you can pick up your Juve mask here. But one of the girls' Juve mask wasn't there at all. Like, wasn't there. Lies. There was no mask. Okay, 3 out of 4 of us got masks. So the guy's like, the guy who was in charge, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go pick it up at the next location. It's over there. I'm gonna go get it. Just wait. So we're like, all right, cool. So then he tells someone else that we can just go to pick up our pretty mask at another location because the person the section leader isn't in that space where we're supposed to be.
So there's 2 different kinds of masks.
Thank you.
So one that we would
Well,
get.
technically, they're.
Oh, okay.
I still have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
When you pay for these different masks, do you pay for them all at once?
No.
Okay, so you purchase them from different people? And
Yes
different
and
bands?
no. So it's one band with different sections. However,
Okay.
when you do pickup, because it's one band, all the sections
are there together.
Are together because it's one band.
Gotcha.
It's just different sections.
Okay.
So, can you break that down for the Super American in the room?
Which part do you need me to break down?
The sections and like and all the stuff like that.
So when you play carnival, you ever see there's different costumes?
Yes.
That's a section.
Oh,
so each
okay.
section has a different designer.
Okay. So you
But
go to a
each-
different designer. Each designer has a specific mask that you look for that you specifically purchase.
Right, but they're under one band. So
Yeah.
when you go to pick up, so that's like saying, okay, I have
Panda and
Panda and Associates, but you making a costume, your wife is making a costume, but everybody's gonna come to my house. I am working on that.
So hobbies, essentially
Everyone's
like
gonna come
like
to my house and have their section. So when people come to pick up the costume that they paid you for, you're all at my house because it's my band.
And it's
you just
actually
have a
fully-
section in my band.
And it is fully, completely paid when you're gonna pick it up.
So hobby. So she would be like the X-Men. The group would be like the X-Men, and there'd be subsections of like X Factor and so on and so forth that go into it.
Precisely.
Gotcha.
That wasn't even English.
I got it.
That was
Right.
he had to
Right.
translate it into his way to understand.
I know.
All right.
I got it now.
So now we're gonna go pick up our pretty mats, right? It's in the projects.
Girl.
Not to dismiss anyone that lives in the projects.
sometimes
You
you have to live in
we
a
lived in the
project.
projects before. We grew up right in Franklin Hill.
I'm a bricks kid
Ain't nothing
myself.
about it.
Wait, you just said everybody should be together.
Right.
Should.
That's the problem.
Right.
They weren't.
This designer was home.
What's,
Yo,
okay.
that sounds
pretty
like
mask.
that sounds like
Pretty
some shit
mask.
they're trying to line you up.
Right. So we go to pick up the mask and we call the lady. No, we text her. I'm like, she texted us and was like, "Hey, are you guys on the way?"
She was like, "Hey, you guys are on the way, right?"
Correct. So she knew we were coming. She was just confirming it.
Somehow.
Pretty
We
much.
didn't even tell her we were
She got the
coming.
heads up.
She got the heads up we
Right.
were coming. And she texts us to find out. We confirm, yes, we're on the way. Boom. We get to this woman's house. Now it's a gated project. We don't have the number to get into the community. So we get in behind a car that already lives there.
Wait, there's gated project?
Girl.
Yes.
It's Atlanta.
This is Atlanta, honey. It's
Oh, excuse me.
The South is different.
Is it like a
different.
mountain?
The South is different.
The South is
So-
like it's ghetto bougie. It's
No, you still get shot.
Yeah.
Don't sleep.
Listen.
ghetto
No,
bougie.
you definitely get shot.
So we get into the complex and we let her know we're outside. So we're waiting. Mind you, it's the same day that we land, okay? And we're running around with all of this going on, like crazy people. And everyone in this band is still running around like crazy too because we'll see people coming and going in and come out frustrated, just like
That
us.
was it.
So everyone's getting the same bullshit ass runaround, which is not okay. So now it's me, the three other ladies, and my mother.
Oh,
Yo, mama's with
damn.
you?
My mother is with us.
Oh, shit.
My mom
That's why
is
you
with
keep saying
us.
like,
I
This
left out an
is-
important part. My mom is with us. For those of you who
Was
don't
she
watch my
cursing
show, my
Jesus?
mom is a minister. I am a preacher's kid.
What-
Yes, I'm running around looking for costumes for carnival
Beautiful.
with my mom because she accepts me for who I am. Okay.
That's dope though.
Fuck yeah, because it took a long time for this shit to happen like this. Okay.
That's some of we wasn't
Did she have the
Hello.
oil with her? Is my question.
Did she have what?
Did she have the oil with her?
She always has the oil. with
Okay.
her.
So you guys are
So,
safe.
my mom, she's in the car now, right? And there's three young ladies standing right next to our car. And they're texting. So we're like, all right, they was here before us. And obviously, and they were at the mass camp that we just left too. So they've been there for a grip because we took a minute before we left
Right.
the last mass camp that we just left from. Now
And
we
it
come
was
to
already
get our
there
pretty
by when I
mask,
got there.
and they were already there. We get there, lady confirms we're there, boom, boom, boom. She's like, okay, I'll be down. There's 3 people ahead of you. So we figure out these other 3 people ahead of us. And she's like, we're just working. She's like, we're just finishing up one more backpack.
That's after the second time you called.
But like,
her out.
okay, I need
Right.
a timeline.
That's
When
after
did
the
you
second
all buy these costumes? Like pay for it?
March.
Okay.
Exactly. That was a good question.
March.
That
So
was a
I
good
just need
question.
it. So it's been months,
Yes.
and
March.
they're now just finishing up a backpack,
Yes.
supposedly.
Yes.
Okay.
Aha.
I already have my little and
Okay.
Uh,
So the Mr. What do we name him? Mr. Brooks? Mr. Norman?
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown.
Name him Mr. Brown.
Because he looked like Mr. Brown.
Like the dear Mr. Brown.
Yes.
He looked just like him.
tummy and all. He
Tummy
came
and
out
all.
with the little,
His belly was hanging out underneath his shorts. Couldn't
Girl.
cover his belly like it was under
Girl.
down.
He was
His
Mr.
ass
Brown.
crack was out.
Yes.
He was Mr. Brown. Mr.
Yes.
Brown. He comes downstairs, gives the 3 young ladies their masks because now their Uber is there and ladies gotta go. That's how long they were waiting. Boom. They get their mask, they go. So now I retext the lady because now we're still waiting, maybe like 10 minutes. And my mother is talking super hella shit. She picks up her phone, she's like, You know when them Caribbean women say, it's about to be good. She's like,
Not even just Caribbean. If you got any melanin in you,
right. And that lady says, it's pure bacchanal coming. So she's like, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. I was waiting for it. I was waiting because she was doing really good. She was doing really good.
She was doing amazing. I mean, jokes and everything. I was so proud.
She was like, Anna must really want to dance in these people's street.
Yes.
Because this time and a waiting for this costume, you could have went to Marshall's. Look at this bathing suit.
Yo, yes, she literally looked it up. She said, Manda, you can go to
She
Walmart.
was like, what? Look at this bathing suit at Marshall's. It's nice.
Yep.
And I could go get this.
Yep.
And leave this alone.
Yes. This is after like 45 minutes, by the way.
My mother was fed up with the mask camp.
Fed up.
My mother.
If that was me, my heart would have melted. I would be like, oh my God.
I
sat there,
did.
you
I was like,
you trying to convince me that we could do an art project together? Make it
It was so significant. I had to go home and tell my own mom about it. I was like,
my mom being
her mom said,
listen, had you said mine, you're right, she would have helped you.
For real.
Do all the extra
We were
stuff
laughing and
together.
joking around with her though, like she knew we
No, what I'm
agreed.
saying is, if you had agreed with her and went to Walmart and
Oh,
said, I'm going to do this on my own, she would have been in there. She helped
we
her.
ended up,
Who is
we
so
did have to.
into all
we did
that?
end up at Walmart,
go to
though.
Walmart.
We did.
Oh, Jesus.
Dead ass.
Sorry, I was skipping.
But we ain't even there yet.
Yeah, so let us get there.
So what time is it now?
So
This is right.
About 45 minutes.
So it's probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock now.
PM.
Yes.
And y'all waiting for
Yeah.
45
In the
minutes?
evening. Yeah.
In the evening, and this
Yeah.
is after
In the
going
morning.
from the 2 mass camps.
Yes.
And now we're at the 3rd mass
Having
camp
to
in the
find
projects.
the first mass camp that wasn't there.
Yep,
And then
having to find it because anyhow.
Uh-huh.
So boom, the lady texts and she's like, "We have to finish one more backpack," and I'm like, "There's only one backpack, which is mine." Now a backpack is the feathers, right? All your feathers, and because I got the midline, so I have a tiara, got shoulders, legs, arms, the whole shebang.
These niggas had months to do this.
When Mr. Brown ever did come downstairs with my backpack, let me tell you something. I was like, I'm trying this shit on right here. I took my mask out the bag.
No, she got to get up for this.
I took my mask out the bag. First, he came with my backpack and I shook it.
Yep.
To make sure my feathers are not gonna fall off.
And then
I'm shaking it. I put it on. I'm jumping with it.
And he starts laughing.
And he's
he's
laughing.
like, "Are
I'm
you
like, yo."
serious?" And that's when she blows
He's like,
up.
"Are you serious?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm serious. I look like a fucking carnival virgin to you." I was like, "Yo, we've been waiting for months for this. Months. Y'all had us waiting. Do you know how long we've been like?"
No, she went off.
As you should have.
I had popcorn.
If I
and
paid in
everything.
March, I don't want to hear nothing about I'm finishing up final touches.
Because how you finish
And then
it?
asking me if I don't mind waiting another 10 to 20 minutes. Yes,
For
I
what?
do mind waiting.
For what?
For my backpack to be done.
But he came downstairs with a backpack?
Yes, mine.
And you tried on something.
Yes, he came down with everything.
Yeah.
So I put my costume on.
She
I
did.
put my bathing suit on.
In the
I
middle
put it
of the
on,
parking lot.
Put it on my shoulder pads, my neck.
All right,
I
please
put it
tell
on
us all that. And
everything.
then he asked you to wait
So what
again?
was it, 10 minutes?
No.
Oh, okay.
This was
That's what I
prior.
thought. I was like, wait,
it
what?
was before he came down. That's when the lady texted me and was like, do you guys mind waiting another 10 to 15 minutes?
Okay.
And then when I was like, no, then Mr. Brown came downstairs with the mask. And then was like, are you serious? And I was like, yes, we're really going to try this shit on here right now. And luckily we did because one of the other girls, her mask wasn't put together neither. So she had to go upstairs into the lady's place and she had to put it back on so they can see where needed the adjustment so they can fix it and we could come back tomorrow and get it.
Listen, let me just say this. There needs to be more
Communication.
lawyers
Wait, story's not even over.
Yeah, because they still gotta go back to the first place.
Not
that
even that.
didn't have
No,
the
no.
right.
Right, exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
we now have to go back to the second place that didn't have one of the girls' Juve costume. So boom, she gets fully refunded.
Wait,
Oh, she
wait,
got her money
wait.
back.
Before that,
I would've been
you leave,
drinking.
first of all,
She
as
said so.
you're opening the packages, all the packages smell like pure glue, like you're gonna get high because
Oh,
they
my
just
mask
finished
costumes, they
everything.
just I mean, that
They
sounds
just
like a
finished
great day,
everything.
though.
Nah, it wasn't. It was horrible. Then,
Yeah.
as we're setting up to leave this next place, to get to the next place, Panda calls, right, the next guy to be like, all right, we're on our way to go pick up the stuff. You said you were coming with this particular one that we needed. No, please don't do that. With the one that we particularly needed, right?
We text the organizer.
Right.
Yes.
So you call him and you're like, all right, we're on our way. I just need you to, let you know that we're on our way, so and so, whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, we're not there. She's gonna pick it up in the morning.
Yes.
She lost her mind
He's
again.
like, can I bring the costume to the road in the morning? I was like, and she's gonna get dressed where? Outside?
Yep.
You want her to put her mask on outside?
With all these 40
Are you
out there?
serious?
Yeah.
I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
She's like,
You have
I
got
just
to be
cuss out
kidding
this
me.
mask. Now I have to cuss your
You
ass
want-
out too. Literally.
Yo, Julie morning.
I'm not even. What you
typically-
saying? It takes 1 minute to get upset, 5 minutes to
to-
calm down. You're
Right.
still within the 5
She
minutes.
really
I don't
was.
need to charge back up no more.
Listen, I had no time for recharge because it was literally like bam, 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 like the song bam, bing, bam, bing. It was literally like bam, bing, bam,
Literally.
bing, bam, bing,
Literally.
bam, bing.
Yo.
Heart attack, heart attack, heart attack, like. It wasn't dope beat. It wasn't dope beat. It wasn't dope beat.
Really was.
That's all I could feel inside doing. So anyway, we get past all this foolishness. We go to Walmart. We get the bathing suits. I get my mask out. Shanice and I are putting on our Juve bathing suits. Why is my Juve bathing suit the same size as hers, which
Same
is a
size.
large, and
Same
mine
size.
is an inch smaller than hers?
Yep.
So now I have nothing to wear on the road for Juve.
But mind you, when we went to Walmart, I bought an extra bathing suit just in case, because with the foolishness that was going on, I was like, I might as well just get an extra one just in case it don't fit. So that's how it ended up. So the only, out of the 4 people that were there, only 2 people were in the actual Juve outfit.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Nah, dead serious.
Yes,
Because you
dead
took hers.
Because I took hers.
And she wasn't mom.
Right, and so one of the girls made hers, and I took her t-shirt.
Wait, are we getting a refund for that one too?
No, because by then
And
it was
this
too
is
late.
why I
now.
say the Boston people, like, right, the Boston, y'all a small community. The
Right.
Boston Carnival, like the real carnivals. When I go to Boston, New York, Miami,
You always see the same
Atlanta,
group.
you're the
Yeah.
same people, right? y'all need a little team, a little togetherness, because I feel like this isn't nothing new. This isn't the first time I've heard
Nah,
this.
this ain't nothing
And
new.
it's
These
not gonna
mascots
last.
is getting away with bullshit. And
Yeah.
honestly and truthfully, all the carnival goers, we all have to come together collaboratively because they're
Yeah,
getting away with
exactly.
bad
It don't even have
shit.
to.
It's ridiculous.
It don't even have to just be the Massachusetts people, because like the video that you showed me when they canceled.
DeKalb County
I was
Carnival
saying, that
got
wasn't even
canceled
the-
12 hours before the
Yes.
masqueraders was hitting
Yes.
the road.
So wait, this was in Atlanta.
Yes.
So this is like a 3-day event. You
No,
were doing 3 different things, or
No,
It's
so,
just something separate.
so there's
Oh, it's
the
different
parties,
city?
the parties or the fest is different counties.
Counties,
So
that's what it is.
DeKalb County wanted to have a different carnival because it was too many people and
So
the
you went to
different
both?
limitations. No, you're either in one or the other.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So the mass bands had to choose between Atlanta Carnival or DeKalb.
Okay.
10 hours before Carnival is starting, DeKalb Carnival got canceled because they didn't have their permits for the road.
Oh shit.
Mind you, they had to have all their paperwork in by Friday at 5 p.m. So they knew by Saturday they wasn't going to have their documents. And
Right.
they should have told their masqueraders that before.
And I feel
Right.
like things with permits, I feel like you have to do that
You do.
way
You
before,
do.
yo.
You
Right.
do.
So they
Bullshit.
knew way in
That's
advance they
bullshit.
couldn't do it. They
They
sat
took
there and
all
continued to
those
collect
people's
people's
money.
money. They continued to sell costumes knowing that nothing was going to happen.
Exactly.
And then try to put out a little notice 12 hours before.
And
like,
then make it seem
no,
as if
people
it
need
was
to
the,
get their
the
money
police
together,
didn't
file a
want to
little
sign
class
it.
act suit and sue them, because that's
Thank
fraud,
you.
yo.
It is
You're
fraud.
robbing people.
It's
yo.
fraud. It's fraud because the mass camps are promoting plus size costumes and,
And
they
it's not
don't have any
happens
plus size
exactly
costumes
for not
for the
like
plus
for
size
none.
women.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I was supposed to fit, hold
whoa,
on,
whoa, whoa.
pause before he answers, I'll forget. There was a young lady who was a little bit bigger than me, And if I couldn't fit the large, they were trying to put her into
Yes.
the large.
Yes.
And she went to the bathroom and tried it on, and her girl was rooting her on, like, sis, you can fit it. When she was pointed out to me on the road, I was like, this, and she didn't have it on.
Right. Thank goodness.
She didn't even have it on.
You
Because
It was probably
she
so
looks crazy.
uncomfortable,
She looks crazy. I promise you, it wouldn't have looked nice. And if her friends had allowed her to go on the road with it, they wouldn't have been her friends.
Nope.
So let me just say this, and my apologies for interrupting you.
No, you're good.
But I'm pretty sure Valkyrie's thinking the same thing I am. It's like most of the women who go to Carnival, I would say the majority of them would be plus size women. And I'm not even talking about just like in the waist side.
Well, plus size,
titties,
so like normal, like American.
big titties, big asses, like you know what I mean. Like you would have,
real thing.
it would, like I would assume
You
that,
got curves.
even if it was like 50-50, like you'd assume
So
that.
no,
like,
not the slim thick. When we say plus size, we mean like 16.
No, not
and
even
up.
12.
For some people, well, 12, 14 is kind of slim thickish.
yeah, but
Right.
we're also
Depending
black.
on the way.
We think
Right. So
plus
if
size
we're
women.
going,
It was 1X and up.
yeah,
I would
One
assume.
extra.
Yeah.
It's like a 16.
And they
But
did not
also,
have
it
that.
doesn't even matter because if you're giving your measurements when you
That part
order
too.
your
Oh,
stuff,
wait, what?
You
Yeah.
did what?
that doesn't
Yeah.
like.
Wait,
If
stop.
I'm giving you my measurements, I can understand you don't have large and extra large, right?
Yes.
But if I'm buying a custom costume and
Yes.
I'm giving you my measurements,
And I'm paying
how
money
can, and
for
I'm
this
paying
shit.
money for it months in advance, how could you not have it?
I have the answer. The answer.
They order all the
no,
shit from China.
That was the
They
answer.
order from
That's
China
what it was.
or
From like
Trinidad.
Liz, that's what it
Yes.
is. She
Hold
was
on,
like, oh,
hold
you
on.
know,
Let me tell
we
you
have to
something
order
else.
from China. So
Somebody might get vexed that I let this out, but there was a mass camp whose costumes were still in customs the day of Carnival.
facts.
Oh
Because
shit!
and because DCAP got canceled, they told their mass camp that it was because of that they wasn't able to go on the road.
Facts.
But their costumes were still in customs.
Yep.
Oh,
Exclusive.
Customs never released
Oh,
their
wait,
mask.
wait, wait, wait,
So if you
wait,
didn't
wait,
get
wait,
your
wait,
mask,
wait.
that shit was in customs and it was
So
a long
they're
weekend, so you
ordering
wasn't gonna play it.
costumes?
They get the material and they ship it shit
Or
out.
they get the
So they-
material cheap and then they make them.
So what I'm seeing
Here.
is they order
so
it all
they
from
were
like
stuck at
overseas.
customs,
These
so
So the
cheap, but
materials,
whatever.
even if they got the materials, they still didn't have costume because you still
And then
have to
they
make
glue
And
it.
then
Right.
you didn't find that out until you went to go
Shanice.
pick up your stuff.
Shanice,
Hmm?
why isn't this our job?
You guys
Because
I was
definitely
thinking-
don't.
I was-
You're in luck.
Yeah, I was thinking the entire time.
Hold on. All
You
right.
walk.
So boom. Wait. Hold on. Let
I
me get to the
figured
best
that
part
out.
of it.
I
Yeah,
Before
because
we
right.
not before we run out
Go
of
ahead,
time for the
sorry.
show. All right. So when you play when you pay for our band, they're supposed to have you. It's all inclusive. When you get on the road,
So
you
food,
have
alcohol.
no worries.
Okay.
Okay. Juve morning, there was no chasers.
Nope.
There was no water.
Nope.
They only had rum.
Right.
Juve morning, rum ran out.
Whoa.
Quickly.
All right.
Quickly.
Rum ran out.
Isn't that like a staple? Like you should have
Yes,
like you should
That's
have.
what you
like,
pay for
and
Juve
food.
morning. You're paying for food. Usually they will have like bacon, saltfish, just little hand foods
So
in that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're out in the sun, you're drinking, you could soak it up. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
It's pace. It's
Yeah.
called pace. You're pacing yourself. We get on the road, Carnival Day. There's pretty much the same bullshit.
Yeah, literally.
There's only alcohol.
Actually, y'all ran out because
Yes, we ran out of alcohol on the
Yeah.
road. There was chasers, but there wasn't different alcohol. When I got there, like they only had Hennessy for dark. I don't drink Hennessy. I'm not a Henny drinker. You know what I mean? But I had to deal with it. It's Carnival, so I'm like, fuck it.
I'm just okay.
Everything
When
going
in Rome.
don't. Hey, it could be wrong. Anyway, so yeah, the bullshit had us real tight, but the vibes were sweet. Vibes are absolutely sweet.
It
Vibes were
really
sweet.
was.
The music was good. The people that we were with were great. The costumes, when we put everything on, it looked good. We did what we had to do. So that part of it was amazing.
The pictures that I saw,
The vibes was everything.
Yeah,
It was
the fight
just
broke
the
out.
administration. So I ended up finding out what the fight was about.
Oh,
The
it was a
fight?
fight?
Yes.
Yes.
it was a
How do
fight.
I get all the tea? I don't even understand.
Because
Go ahead.
I know the people in the back.
So
So
this is pandagasms.
For real.
We're tapped
the
in.
reason why there was a fight was because the DJs were asking people to get off the truck if they weren't a DJ. And they would not get off the truck.
And they actually stopped the whole parade for
So
that.
he stopped the truck and was like, if y'all don't get off, I'm not moving this truck. And eventually the guy who was asking people to get off started to kick people off. Literally. Kick people off the truck.
I mean, if I told
So
you
that's
that,
what started the fight.
Fucking amazing.
Now, mind
I ain't
you,
mad at it.
that wouldn't
all.
have happened if you had security like you're normally supposed
Yes,
I have a question.
the band didn't have security.
I have a
I didn't
question.
know that
I have a
they
question
had
for
supposed
you
to.
regular soca peoples, right?
Mhm.
Well, not soca, carnival people. You know how there's a committee here? So I've heard. There's like a carnival committee
Committee, yeah.
where they have to go to meetings and do all that.
Right,
Is that not standard It's across other states?
It should be.
Isn't that what regulates all of the things?
So can't you
So
go
is
Karen, the
Boston's
Boston
committee
one?
better? In comparison, right, to like other cities and stuff like that. Have you done mass in Boston? Yes.
Pretty massive. No, just
I only do mud.
Yeah,
I
just
only
mud,
do mud in
yeah.
Boston.
So, because I wonder, like, it's like, who's supposed to be regulating this? Obviously, they're getting, like, the promoters, the costume makers, and all that. They slide in because
The West
right?
Indian community.
I got a
But
line
somebody's
floater.
supposed to be regulating
The
this,
West-
like the mayor of Carnival.
No, the
Like-
West Indian community is something that they developed and is something that they come together to put together, right? Like the West Indian Caribbean communities, right? But just like any organization, whether it's a church, whether it's a hospital, whatever, right? There's always going to be a few people that do everything and a bunch of people that don't do anything.
Right.
And then you get into a point now where West Indian culture in these communities from really got big like in the 70s and the 80s and stuff like that, right? And then that generation, they're getting older. A lot of our grandparents passed away and stuff like that. So it's really the new generation that's stepping in. And I think that's what it seems like to me. Now, I don't know if they suck. It's just like, it's just, and this is stuff like this is happening in Boston. It's happening in like
everywhere,
almost
right?
every
You answered
continent.
the question I was about to ask, because I was about to say, like, most people, like, they look out for their own.
Right.
So if you got the Haitian camp, you got the Honduras and Trinidad, like, all right, they're going to look out for their own, right? And the majority of people, they stick with their own. So, like, you would think that you wouldn't do that to anybody that wants to play in your camp because they probably have some type of relation, but I get it. Because it's like...
No, but there's hard
some of
working
the-
people in it. Like, I don't want people say, like, you got to understand, like...
No, but I think it goes back to what you were
yeah.
saying. It's like the times is changing, and it's like the roles is being filtered out with like the people that like the honest people.
And there's new
versus the people
regulation,
that's
yo.
in it for the money.
These cities, you got to think about these cities. People didn't want to live in these cities back in the day, right? These cities, like black people came in. Black people were in these cities not by choice. You feel me? And now it's gentrification. Yo, there's money out here.
I know they're fighting.
You don't
for
want
different
your city to look bad with all these people going crazy. You know, when you say
Even though
people,
it
you know what I'm saying? So like, they just make it hard, yo. They might have tried to get the permits,
That's what
and it was just hard for them to get the permits.
Now
It
it's
just made it
cool to
hard.
go
There was one more scam fact that they had. Right, Scamboulet. There was another scam fact. The all white Scamboulet. We got scammed in New York. We got Scamboulet. That's another story for another day.
Is that a dessert?
So there was
ended
an
up
all
being
white.
one.
There's an all white event that we went to the Sunday. Was it the Sunday? Yeah, the Sunday. So we get there and it's performers are performing. They had Farmer Nappy. They have Iowa George was there. Oh, a few sober artists there. It's nice. The venue looks really nice. And we get inside, and before you even enter the venue, you feel the heat.
No.
We're like,
inside of what?
The venue.
It's a hall.
Was it
like a bar, a club?
It's a venue.
like a post, like the post.
Yeah,
like a
but it's
VFW
big.
post.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's huge though.
I'm trying to get a visual. That's why.
I got a question. Are we talking heat, or are we talking like heat and must?
Heat. It's not funky. There's no funk, but it's heat.
No
Funk where? Funk where?
At the
No,
venue.
Inside the venue. We just established that. It's a hall that's like a VFW post
Yo, these people
with
bathe,
no
yo.
ventilation. Nobody stinks. There's just no ventilation.
But I just know
So
that
the
these
fans
and
are on.
it's Atlanta heat.
The fans are on.
That's not ventilation.
It's
That's
not.
fan. That's
It's not.
circulation.
The fans are on. The fans are on and the side doors are open. So we stand by the side door where they're letting the performers come in through so that they can go on stage. Work. The last performer comes in and they close the door.
No.
I left. I walked outside.
What was the temperature that day?
Oh shit. Doesn't matter because I felt it outside for like another hour. When I got outside, the whole block was lined up with the fire marshal, police.
I'm sure.
From the top of the street to the bottom of the street.
I wouldn't
What?
doubt it.
I never saw so much fucking police in my life.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Because there was still 400 people outside the venue trying to
Trying to
get
get in.
inside.
Jesus.
The
They
same venue
over
with-
fucking sold the venue.
I'm not
And
surprised.
people was buying tickets at the door for $80.
What?
Yeah, that's
They
how.
couldn't get inside.
Can you
And the
imagine?
fire marshals had to shut the
I
shit
worked that bar.
down.
Wait. Can you imagine the last person that bought a ticket and they're just standing in line waiting for it to move?
And it's
And the
not.
fire marshals is coming in
Just
behind
like,
them like, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Listen,
No, California, you gotta go.
After Carnival, when we were supposed to go into the park, and we couldn't even get into the park.
We couldn't even get into the park after Carnival.
Which is part of your package,
Which
right?
is part of the package.
And you couldn't get in.
We couldn't even get in. My backpack
Because
was
the other
destroyed.
ones.
It was too bad.
People rushed the gate.
People rushed the
One,
gate,
They
yeah.
rushed the gate.
I almost got trampled.
That's the Astro World shit. See, y'all try to fucking crucify Travis Scott. It's the promoters.
It
Y'all
is
need to
the
do
promoters.
better at y'all jobs.
It's the promoters.
There
There's
was
always
no
the people in the
direction.
background.
The
So
organization
you know how
was
you'll like
very
a
bad.
job, but admin sucks?
Yeah.
That's what this carnival was like.
Yes. Yeah.
Carnival was beautiful.
It was.
But the people in the back fucked it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
They fucked it up.
So how do you fix it?
You don't.
We all get the generation
we have to get enough of us to
between
complain.
the old
This
school and
generation
new
right here
school.
has to figure it out.
Or
we have to figure it out.
Or somebody,
I got a bedazzle, y'all.
or
I have a
somebody
bedazzle.
files a lawsuit, and that's when people start to.
I
wake
think
up.
that's what's going to happen because people on Twitter were going
That's what
in.
it is.
And you know
Yeah.
once it hit Twitter.
Yes.
Listen, but you
Someone's
know
gonna
what?
think-
It costs too much money to file a lawsuit. People need to start creating like the girl that go to Goodwill and just buy random stuff
Mhm.
and make a dope outfit out of it.
Valkyrie.
Like,
Facts.
so you can create your own business where they're not going out of country. You know what I'm saying?
Like as soon as you
somebody
get the
local
order,
needs to
you're
do it.
somebody
actually
that's
making
sick of
profit.
it gotta find a way to
We
fix
got
it
two
and
hands up.
promote it.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of things that I wanted to piggyback off of something that Javi said. One of the biggest problems I think is when you have a council of people who are going to do something, you're going to have a majority of people who are not going to do anything, and then piggyback and take credit off the people who are doing something. The other problem with this, no matter how many times you see this trending on Twitter, Instagram, or so have you, you'll have 1 or 2 years in a row maybe where things are fine. Then it's like, okay, now we can go back to the bullshit. And then you can have another 5 or 10 years of the bullshit because unfortunately, Fatima, to your point, there's an X amount of things that there's a X amount of people you can go to and you can create new things. So let's say Valkyrie opens up an Etsy specifically for masks and things of that nature. Like you'll support and make sure it's because you understand that she's gonna do the work that needs to be done. It's gonna be quality, right? But what's gonna happen is a more famous person is gonna go, oh hey, we fixed the issues from last time, and da 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 da. And like I said, 1 year, 2 years, it's fine, right? But then come those next years, and those same people will give you like a discount, like yo, oh hey Panda, I know I fucked your stuff up last year, but how about we do this for cost, right? So let's say it costs $200 to make a costume. Instead of charging you like $3, they'll charge you $200, or they'll charge you $150 to keep you engaged and things of that nature. They'll start doing these things specifically because they know that if they money, as you said, money will keep people invested. Money will keep people coming back. So when you start, so it's like if you're in a strike where it's just like quality costs you $300, but the chance of 50-50 things going up costs you $150 or $200, you might go to
You're gonna
$150.
take that chance.
Right.
Yeah, because the extra $100 is like, well, that extra $100 can go to booze, that extra $200 can go to food, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, it's unfortunate, but like.
But I think that's
it's
where
like,
the committee should come in. I think that's where the mayor of Carnival should come in. Like, yo, listen, if you want to have a band, you gotta get your stuff made in the U.S.
I agree.
If you're gonna get it out the U.S., you gotta have your stuff ordered by. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be more regulated because if you decide that, all right, I don't want to have to put in that much effort of getting it done that early. I'm just gonna get it from the U.S. Now you're gonna shop around for other people that make costumes. You still could find somebody that's like trash, or like you can. She could go to her and get something like good quality. If you want to cut corners, you're gonna find somebody that just started out, right? And you can still get something trash, but I think it's like it's a community. It's like things. Multiple things need to happen at the same time.
But here's my problem with that. One of the things I've taken from like just hanging out with Javi as much as I've done, because even if you do change the council at the top, you're still gonna have those 1, 2. Let's say it's a council of 10. You're still gonna have 3 people on there, even if it's just those 3 people that will fuck it up for everybody. Because as it says, you can only go as fast as your slowest walker, right? And if you have 3 people on there who are just kind of like, oh, I'm just here for the title.
Get rid of them.
Yep.
Get rid of the asses.
Everywhere.
Get fucking rid of them.
Exactly.
You know you got weak links, cut them bomba.
Well, here's the thing about
Now we don't.
Why aren't you on the council?
Because I don't got the time and patience. I don't like adults.
I say this shit all the time. I don't like adults. That's why I work with kids.
And that's not a problem, but that's an issue with it because the people who actually can do something, a lot of them aren't either aren't in a position to do it, B can't deal with the foolishness of stupid adults, or C it's just like, yo, what's the point of doing it? So in your situation, it's like, why would you go out and do that knowing that it's going to cost you more frustration?
Because it's not all the time.
But I don't even think it necessarily takes a person like Panda or someone that's like invested into the like carnival community.
Yeah,
it's just someone who has a good business sense.
But I'm just
or like somebody, it could just be like Panda that just brought it to someone else's attention. You get what I'm saying? That's for the black community that has a good business sense and like, all right, I need something else to do. Or like, I wouldn't mind taking this. I don't think it necessarily has to be someone that's like in the carnival.
I agree.
Like it could be somebody that's like into nonprofit. Somebody that's just like into like a little side hustle that's just like, I see the problem in this. Yeah,
right.
Like
to fix it.
Yeah, someone that takes
like
on like
one
they want to
section
fight
that
the
was
big
like,
guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then they actually get through with this, and everybody, like, first of all, they have a limit of costumes that they have to make. Not the day of you can order your costume. No. Like if they had a section that was like, this is what we have, this is what we're going for, this is when time we're gonna start making. Like if they were very organized, a lot of people are gonna end up going to them. And then what's gonna end up happening is that they set the scale for everybody else to do better. But the thing is that masqueraders, even though we understand that we're gonna receive the bullshit, we still end up supporting because there's nothing else that's better out there.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we just want to jump up in somebody's band. But that's the part that sucks. They know that no matter what, we're gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you literally be like, nah, I'm not doing it.
But that also leads to another problem because it's like, oh, sorry.
I got a question though. So take this with a grain of salt, audience. Like my carnival days are well behind me. Yo, but if you play a tune real quick, and that rhythm section hit, my feet might move a little bit.
My feet.
You feel me?
Little tap,
you know what I'm saying? But with that being so, like I grew up in the culture, like a couple of us in this room, and like it would suck if I hate hearing these things about carnival, right? Like because the fair is always like, it's just a year, like carnival ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of places.
And it didn't happen.
Yeah,
When they took it away, we were so broken hearted.
That's
y'all,
people started capitalizing off of it.
They gotta understand that this is
Which is
still
also
part of the
another
culture.
Y'all gotta understand, and for me, like understanding what carnival means to people and not being there for so long. And I remember when carnival didn't happen. Like y'all probably didn't notice it, but I noticed looking at y'all, looking at my wife. Y'all was like, y'all was sick.
He said y'all didn't notice it, but I noticed it.
I noticed it. I was very aware of how
You
depressed
okay?
I
You want
was.
something to eat?
So what's that?
Eat. What's
You need to go to the hospital?
I do. Rub my boo boo, make it better.
But you know the point?
Yeah. So hold on. So with that say, right? Shout out to everybody that does work extremely hard to get carnival up and running, right? Like
Right.
it does happen, right? So I just want to say that shout out to y'all because y'all do it for the culture, right?
Absolutely.
But that being said, right, there's a difference. So I want to ask y'all, when you go to Caribana in Toronto, as soon as you hit the airport, you know carnival is happening, right? Like they got like the airlines are like bought in, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a big like corporate Canada is kind of like invested in it, right? And it's like a big event, like the Carnival in Brazil, right? Like it's an international, like it's Trinidad, right?
Right.
Like all crop over, you know what I'm saying? Like all these places,
The airlines.
so it's boom. But when you do Boston or Atlanta, even New York, and like New York Carnival in New York is kind of like when bad things happen, kind of like the city accepts it, but they're kind of like, we gotta be on edge, right?
Prepare for it.
Right. So I think part of the problem is that like carnival, there's so much potential in it, right? But we treat it like it's this thing that not hidden because we're accepting to a lot of people, but we don't try to really integrate it into the societies that it exists in, right? Like it doesn't seem when carnival in Boston happens, it's not like Boston's alive with carnival.
Yeah.
Maybe it's only in certain neighborhoods. It's in Cambridge when that happens, or in the hood, right? Or in Worcester when that happens, right? I would love to see it like downtown Boston. I know people had issues with that. I remember people talking about that, but for me,
I know there's issues with it, but I think that it would be great because it gives it exposure.
It's kind
right?
of
you kind of need
the pride parade in Boston. Like when you know the pride parade's coming, like it literally like you can feel it all over Boston.
We love the Blancos when they whining, yo. When Blancos whine, they become instant memes. You feel me? So like,
and we pick them up hard, like
And then when you have that corporate money coming in, you can hire staff. You can, you can't just say I'm gonna make something in America. That shit's expensive, yo. Mass is already expensive. You feel me? So like, you know, so you have that corporate sponsorship coming in, like the big money, McDonald's, all that stuff, whatever. If it's possible, it might not be. I don't know, but that's just. I've been thinking about it because I really do care about Carnival. Like, yo, my mom used to drag me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I think the Puerto Rican festival is like in the Copley area.
But people's fear about that, because that Carnival has been in where it is, the parade in Juve has been there for many, many years. And what they're afraid of, or their fear of when you're talking about taking it out of the hood or where they're from, is that you're taking money also out of their food, because there's vendors there that also, you know, vendors. Exactly.
But don't they get
permits
that come in on that day?
No, but like the restaurants that are in that neighborhood, they're stable.
They're
people all
really
go there.
Right, and so even that community. Exactly.
I'm confused.
So you would see taking away from the community, like the small businesses in that community, if you moved it to downtown. Now all those downtown restaurants and stores are going to get
don't they kind of take hits anyways, because you have the whole Franklin Park that's set up with people that's selling.
But think about
they're from their home.
Right.
Yeah, but even if you move it downtown, they still can have their permit to serve. So why can't they set up downtown versus in Franklin?
But you're spending money going downtown.
Yeah, that's
but
what
like imagine like you own, like let's say you own a patty shop
on Glenway Street.
Or
Stashes. You want to
like,
go downtown and you want Glenway, you can go up the street. You
right.
home.
Now
you in your city.
Exactly.
You home. Everybody knows you already. You got your clientele. So nobody downtown knows you.
Right.
Now you got to hustle twice as hard for your money. But this is your home. Why you got to take your home somewhere else?
Because people are trying to look at it as a bigger picture. Oh, if you move to the center of the city, that it's worth more.
Nah, look.
But why? But no, I'm saying, but why? Right? I agree with you. Why? Why is it in the community where the people are, where they live?
This is Cheers. We gotta go. Everybody knows your name.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
And before I get murdered by the people,
I agree with her though.
Can I just say, like, it's not just up to us to make that choice. The city has to accept this.
But there's also
another point. Like, hold on, like they have to, like, there is a real issue with black people in the city being seen as a threat.
Mm-hmm.
So this, it would be less work for the city and the government to come to us and be like, oh, you guys have this, let's embrace you, let's give you this money to do this. This is part of the city. Like, they choose historical landmarks all the time. Why can't the Caribbean Carnival be a historical event? Right. Something that they embrace and take care of.
And let's leave it there for the people to think about. I want to touch on the other topics.
Can I say one more thing before I go?
Go ahead.
Real quick. It's something Noriega brought up about talking about when you go to certain places to go promote your stuff. When Javi brought up corporate places like McDonald's and things like that to promote and stuff like that. Granted, the hood doesn't have McDonald's money, but collectively, when you have P&R and you have all these other places that are from the hood that are Caribbean or people who just support the Caribbean culture in general, like there's enough money in the hood.
Oh, they do. They sponsor. They do that.
But that's my thing. Like,
yeah.
So that but there is enough money there that it could become a bigger thing. It could become a more organized thing if it is all about money. So I just wanted to throw that out there before you. So sorry. My bad.
All right.
I apologize.
We love the thoughts.
Me too.
Wait, thoughts?
We get feedback.
Or thoughts are like that hole over there.
So there's a video. Record it. We gotta do it over. My finger went across the camera. In the beginning.
Oh, that was
Do
the
it
good
over.
part
It was.
too.
It was. Ready?
Ready? Are you ready?
Wait, no, because I started when you was talking. 2, go. I missed the jump. As you was I got boomerang. You want to do a boomerang off my phone? Honest. So the last bike party that we went to, I got a call that my dad's leg was getting amputated. So a few shows ago, what was it? Like September, October, I got a call that my dad had a heart attack.
Nah, that was in the summertime.
It was in the summer.
Yeah.
It was summer. It was like September. I paused the show because I'm like, it's COVID. There's nothing I can do. His wife is going with him. But all they said to me when they called was that your dad is being rushed to the hospital because he can't breathe. So I'm like, but is he breathing?
Right.
They was like, yes. Okay, I can continue what I'm doing back to the show. Because at that time, we didn't know exactly what was going on. Right, let's just keep it moving. All right, so boom. We find out it's a mild heart attack. He had to have a triple bypass surgery. He has the surgery. Things went well. He's talking shit, so that means he's doing great. But at this time that he's like coming through from the surgery, he's complaining about his leg. So they go take a look at it. It's infected. So they do a surgery on it, and they're like, we're gonna monitor him. So nobody couldn't really see him. He was in ICU. So then when I'm away with Venom, that's when we get the call. The surgery was not successful. So they have to now amputate his leg from the knee down. And I lose it because one, I'm high. I'm about to go to this party. And my brother calls me and I'm like, yo, he's gonna fucking die. Like, you guys are really calling me while I'm away to ask me what to do about this? Whatever the fuck is gonna keep him alive, keep this motherfucker alive. Cut the shit off. Is he gonna breathe after that? Let's go. So then I'm like, oh. So I go outside because now I'm crying. Steph probably don't even know. I'm crying. So I'm walking around the parking lot. I'm high. I'm like, I gotta get all this shit out. Can't fuck up the weekend. Go back inside. They're ready to party. I'm like, let's go. Fill up the cup. We party. Party the whole week.
She was doing all that?
All that the whole weekend. People was ready to risk their whole lives for my foolishness on the dance floor.
Yo, it's so sad how everyone nodded their head real slowly like, she be doing all that.
Wait, let's hear stuff.
She became an MC therapist. Every time I turn around, she's having a whole fucking therapy session with one of her friends from different clubs. And I'm like, bitch. So now, when she's done talking to them, I gotta put this guy like, okay, let's have insurance do that. The next episode.
I was healing the men in the parties because for some reason they would just come and talk to me, and I'm just
that
like,
is so true. Remember when we was in Miami?
Oh yeah.
And I would just start talking to
Yeah.
them, and I'm like, so this is what me and my boyfriend do when we go through arguments. And have you tried this with your partner? Like, are you still single? I have 2 single ladies with me. I'm selling them the fuck off. Yo, I kid you not.
I'm gonna reword that.
And I'm talking to these guys to make sure
like you
they're in a secure place for my friend. You can't date my friend if you are insecure, because no, that's not what we're doing. My friends need secure men.
Yep.
So I was interviewing for my friends.
But who said they were accepting applications?
They told me this in the room during drinks.
But wait, this is happening in the middle of an event.
Yeah. Not
Wait,
at the
do you know
level.
where they live? If they're gonna see each
Not
other?
at
If they want to do long
breakfast the next
distance?
morning.
She's
She don't
open
went
to
through
long distance.
astrology. She don't went through childhood trauma. She don't went through relationship experience. Oh, your daddy was there.
She's like, you know your moon chart?
Do you know where and the time you were born? Because I can pull
Because
it
that's
up
very
right
important.
now.
The time is very important.
You know your rising.
Do you know your moon stars?
Me, like,
Yo, they're going in.
Do you know your mama's rising?
No, I'm sitting there because we're sitting at a table. She's in the middle. My sister's on one side of her, and I'm on the other
Daddy's
side.
rising.
I don't even know when the fuck she got the opportunity to have these people come over to her.
They came to me. I'm like a magnet for people that need healing, and I'm just like, I'll heal you. It's okay.
Between us, and we're doing a little shit, I'm singing, whatever. She's on her phone like this, and then next thing you know, here comes a nigga. And I was like, okay.
Out of nowhere.
Hey, you said y'all party like that. Y'all party
You think it was
like
out of
that
nowhere though?
runs in.
I don't think it was out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Like you acting that way?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No,
Not
this is
acting
just,
that
this
way.
is just me.
It's the way people
Yeah.
gravitate
It's just the
towards
way
her.
they just came out of nowhere.
But it feels like you just like you know, like I might be going out of left field for this, right? But you just went
You
through
said
like
you
a
want me to
super
cut you,
traumatic
Bobby?
you went through a super traumatic experience.
I did.
You should, like, right?
I
And
sure
then-
the fuck did go through a super traumatic experience, motherfucker.
Who did you talk to about that?
My therapist.
You did, but before that, like, you didn't talk to her right away, right after that, right?
I didn't talk to her right away, but I didn't talk to many people about it because I felt crazy inside. So it was like, I felt crazier inside when I was dealing with this person. So I felt that shit crazy, like off my fucking rockers crazy. And so I couldn't find the words to express that. So I got a therapist because the one person who was in a long relationship the same amount of time I was, she was going through the same shit. And so she's like, I don't even know what to tell you because I'm experiencing the same thing. So I'm like, fuck, I can't even talk to you because you dealing with
We in the same spot.
What'd you say, honey?
I said you can't even ask me because I like to have fun.
Yeah, and Steph
I'm ready to
at
call
bodies.
Harvey. I want to know where Harvey was going with his statement.
Me? You just found out that something happened to your dad, right? And then the way you dealt with it was like just being open with other people's problems, right? But that's interesting to me. Like we talked about it before, and like this goes back to a lot of stuff we talked about, like how even to the conversation you had about you don't like when people say who are gonna be there, right?
Right.
And we broke that down because you have a lot of friends, like you gravitate to, like it might not just be people gravitate towards you. It's like it seems like you actually do gravitate towards people to the point where when you're struggling through something, instead of like going into yourself, you open up.
Oh,
to
I know
people,
that.
right? That's very
So
interesting.
when I do know that about myself. I do know for a fact when I'm dealing with something, I don't like to sit with it too long. I don't. I don't like silence.
But hold on. Where do you think I was going?
What? I didn't even say that.
Oh, okay,
Come on,
sorry.
big cat. No, don't take a drink to it. Because these two is having a whole
Yeah.
show.
Come in, Louise.
Bring it out.
She thought I was.
She come on, she just time out. She just picked up on my shenanigans. That's all. She's a Cancer. I have Cancer in the background, so
But
She's like, I gotta put this out.
Wait a second. Everybody who's gonna be watching this, you're gonna want to rewind and just see her stance. Like she said, she looked like somebody's mother in church.
Yes, right. Waiting to see what he was gonna say.
And
Right.
her son was in the kids' choir and he didn't sing.
Yeah.
And she was giving him the eye like, if you don't move your mouth. And Harvey didn't move his mouth. And she was like, this was like, I'm giving you 5 minutes, the rest of the song to sing the song.
Right.
And he started singing, she said, all right.
Yeah, she was like, you better put that shit up right.
She was ready.
First of all, I ain't worried about the
She
tweet.
was ready.
I worry, you know what I'm saying? I'm
The whole
gangster
world
too.
gonna see it too.
I
It's gonna be a meme.
I thought that
Yeah.
Harvey was focusing on her outfit.
No, why would I do that?
That's why I was like, I'm about to what? Because she was what? Being free, meaning what? Her outfit?
Nah, bro.
Hold on, wait. Where did you draw that conclusion?
See, you trying to cancel
At
me.
what point? Because he literally said, because he literally said, you went through a traumatic experience.
No. I think he
You
was
trying to Dave
saying
Chappelle me. That's what
stop
you trying to
it.
cancel
No,
me.
I'm not. When she was saying that people gravitate towards her, he did start to say something about an outfit. And then you said, yeah, out of nowhere, yada yada. And then Amanda went off on a crazy tangent.
Trust me, I don't trip out over the
Outlets
outfits.
or
bro.
outfits?
Outlet.
Yeah, I don't trip out over outfits.
Oh, that's what he did say.
You know how my wife wears
Outlet is that accent.
Have you ever seen
I mean, what
Have
else
you-
could it
It's
be?
not me, it's you.
Have you seen his wife dress up when she goes out? That's why.
Super sexy.
What?
Yes.
I mean, my lady parts tingle when his wife
Do
comes.
I need to invite her to my?
You didn't? Absolutely.
You can't come though.
That's your
I don't care.
He said, I don't care.
You over here trying to fight me?
When
I'm
his
scared.
wife dresses up, it's a
Oh,
problem.
yeah, love.
guys come on and be like, oh, can I dance? And she's like, no, it's okay, no, thank you.
She'd be like,
And then
oh,
they'll
look,
just
it's
like,
okay. You can't dance with me. And they'd be like, oh, you're married. Nice ring. Where's your husband? And then I'd be like, I'm her husband. Move. I do. I have to be her
they won't move. She'll slash her in their face, and The Rock is big
So
as
y'all
fuck.
all have to be lesbians?
We have to jump in and be like, yo, she said she's married. The fuck?
That's love.
Yeah, it's like get the fuck on there.
Yeah, she said
That's
she's
love.
married. Fuck out of here, bro. Men don't take no very well. And then
They really
she
don't.
has a dope body, she has a dope personality, and she'll be like, yeah, I can't
I know,
dance
that's
with
my
you.
goal.
No, she don't hide
That's
that
my
she's
goal.
married. And these niggas still be like, oh, nice, where's your nigga?
Still
Get,
trying to-
I'm her fucking husband. Get out of here.
Whoa.
No,
I'm
I don't
I
like
would feel
that.
like that. If that
I don't
was
like that. If a woman tells you no,
That was a little more than even what I did.
if they tell you no, that's it.
Don't try to free yourself down.
I don't like that.
Of a show.
I become
That's
very
a whole topic.
protective.
Yeah, she's like, you see what she did? That was way worse than what I did.
This is
This is
workplace
why I got no
violence.
issues with
This is
women.
You said workplace violence?
You
Yo,
have
I'm
to
just
go call
saying.
HR again.
I am.
Again?
EAP.
Third time.
I'm gonna call EAP. I might need a therapist because of that.
And this is why I never worried about what my wife's wearing or what Amanda women that I care about, because y'all crew the way y'all take care of each other. Like,
Yeah, we don't play.
Real friends.
We don't play that.
Yeah.
Real friends.
We don't play that
That's right.
at all. We no.
Unlike.
So let's bring it back.
We're just trying to
So let's circle back. So yeah, so the show has
Can we
been
talk
on.
about the
What?
the book?
We will. We're getting there. So the show's been on hold for a while because I've been dealing with everything with my dad. And then, so after his leg was amputated on a Sunday, that Saturday, his heart stopped. And they called me. I was in bed asleep. They called me at 1:30 in the morning. They only got through because my family knows my phone goes on Do Not Disturb at 8 o'clock. And so he called me, and then my watch was ringing, and Jackpot saw my watch ringing. He's like, yo, they calling you. And I'm like, nigga, what? Who? It's 1:30. Nobody. So he's
They
like,
know not to call me.
Right, they know not to call me.
Somebody's dying.
Don't call me unless somebody's dying. That's my thing. Even then, still don't call. Text me where they at. So
I cannot.
now he starts to call Jackpot's phone. So he's like, babe, they're calling my phone. And I'm like, fuck. So I get up and I get the phone, and he's like, you gotta come to the house. And I was like, I'm not coming. I said it just like I was like, I'm not coming. And then he was like, go into my dad's house. He was like, you gotta come to the house. And I was like, I'm not coming. And so he was like, Daddy's heart stopped. And I just dropped the phone. So I dropped the phone. I don't know what he said after that. So Jackpot picks up the phone. He gives it back to me. And he's like, I was like, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'm getting dressed. So I put the phone down. Then the oldest brother, he texts me and he's like, call me ASAP. So I'm like, fine. So I call him. He's like, sis. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you talk to Justin? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, is he dead? He's like, no. I'm like, do I need to go there or can I go back to sleep? He's like, you can go back in bed because there's nothing we can do. I was like, all right, that's all I needed to hear. So I put the phone down, I get back in bed, I break down. So I start to get a panic attack and I feel it, so I leave because Jackpot, he's in the room, he's crying too. I go in the room, bathroom, I don't know how much time went by. Maybe an hour, maybe 2 minutes, I don't know. But I got my shit together. So I go back in the room, go to sleep, try to. I don't think I fell asleep till about 5. Yeah, I didn't sleep till about 5. Then I had mad shit to do. So with all that is why we haven't really been here. And then, so like, I went to go see him and they're like, your dad's on life support. That was like, so what you're telling me is if you turn all this shit off, he's gonna die. She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm talking to him, I'm rubbing him down. Tell him, you gotta fight. So then they're like, talking all this crazy shit. Healthcare proxy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, y'all talking to the wrong one. Don't ask me none of this, because I'm not making no decisions, like none. So I text the family group, and I'm like, yo, they talking healthcare proxy shit. They're apologizing. I'm like, y'all got to do this. I can't. Fast forward, he starts to talk. Yay! Thanksgiving, I go see him. I bring him Domino's. We talking shit about everybody. He's telling us he got $10,000 somewhere. King, I gotta come pick him up. We're like, word! He's with the shits. Get another phone call. What happened after that?
What I showed you today.
So now he's regressed. He's not talking anymore, and he's back on the breathing machine. So right now we just sending mad love to Pa Dukes because he's a fighter. His birthday is the 28th. He gotta make it. Cause I said so. Cause if
How
he
old
don't,
gonna be?
he's gonna be 75. A milestone. So Pa Dukes, you gotta keep fighting. I told him this yesterday. I told him today. Gotta keep fighting. Cause you gotta at least bring in your birthday. Right. Bring in your birthday, bro. And he said to me, not today, because he wasn't talking today when I saw him. When I went, today's Thursday? Tuesday. When I went Tuesday, I said, Dad, you gotta keep fighting. He said, okay, because he suffered a stroke as well. So, like, we can't really understand what he's saying. It's a lot of mumbling. And he was like, okay. And I was like, yes, he's gonna keep fighting. So when I went there today and seen him on machine, I was like, yo, you said you was gonna keep fighting. You better be, when I come here tomorrow, this shit's better be beep, beep, beeping. And it beep, beep. So that means he said, okay.
What? That's what we
That
do
means,
it.
look, that's what we, look, sometimes you gotta take shit and laugh at it.
It said beep beep.
It said beep beep. So
that's all she needs to hear.
And the reason why I'm able to be like okay with this, my dad and I had a dope relationship. I was able to already tell him the shit that I felt from him as a kid that I felt like he did or didn't do, and he was able to tell me his side. So being that we've already cleared the air of all like my childhood traumas with him,
Right.
I'm in a state of peace. Like whatever happens, I'm good because that was my dude. That is my dude. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna miss him, but I'm good. And the fact that I've learned that when you have that type of peace is pretty dope. And I really
Fun.
Y'all know I can't wait to get over there, right?
course.
Y'all know I can't wait to get over there,
I
right?
know. Oh, I didn't know they had that over
Me
here.
neither.
I just seen it.
They have one downtown on